Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So Sara Ali Khan went from 96 kgs to 45 kgs while suffering from PCOS. Doesn't it all sound really impossible and complicated? Not at all. PCOS itself is a very complex disease, but there are really simple and easy ways to deal with it and lose weight. And today we are going to talk about how you can achieve the same if you have PCOD or PCOS without being on fancy diets, pills and treatments, just naturally through lifestyle, diet and nutrition. So let's start from the basics. What is PCOD and what is PCOS? We have discussed this in our previous videos also in detail. So PCOS is a more complex version of PCOD, where in PCOS you have more irregular periods, you have cysts, you have extensive body hair growth, and you also have a lot of acne. So PCOS is a later complex stage of PCOD. If you get diagnosed or discovered that you have PCOD, it's better to intervene early and reverse it before it becomes more complicated and you'll end up into PCOS.
When I'm working, I very often have haldi and spinach and hot water.
So Sara prefers to start her day with spinach, turmeric and warm water. When you start your day with turmeric, that is haldi, especially the first thing in the morning, it helps you reduce the inflammation in the body. And inflammation is one of the biggest problems and side effects for PCOD. So when she has turmeric in the morning, it helps with the inflammation and it also helps with the gut health. Second thing that she has is spinach. I would always recommend to make sure that the spinach is cooked. So you can steam it, you can cook it in boiled water, but don't have raw spinach because it can cause digestive issues. But when you have steamed spinach, it basically has a lot of magnesium. Magnesium helps with your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, which is also always raised when you have PCOD or PCOS. And along with that, spinach also has good amount of iron and fiber. That is going to help you deal with estrogen imbalances in the body, especially the fiber, and it will also help you with bloating. And warm water, of course, we know that it's the most hydrating thing in the morning. So warm water, spinach and turmeric, it's a great combination to start your day with. If you want to explore anything different as the first thing in the morning, try warm water with a little bit of turmeric, cinnamon and also black pepper. So this combination will also increase insulin sensitivity in your body. It will help with the inflammation and it will also make sure that your gut health is great in the mornings. And it is very important that you make sure that this is to be consumed the first thing in the morning before you consume anything else. So as soon as you get up, this combination works excellent, and after that it's recommended to wait for an hour before you consume anything else.
So what do you eat from, say, breakfast, lunch and dinner? What do you eat throughout the day?
Eggs and chicken, eggs and chicken, eggs and chicken.
Throughout the day?
Yeah, especially when I'm working.
So Sara likes to have eggs and chicken for all 3 meals in the day. Guys, do you know how important that is? But also at the same time, it does sound boring to a lot of people, because a lot of clients of mine keep saying that, we are bored of the diet, we want to try new things, we want more meals, we want more variations. But do you know that the most boring diets always have the best benefits? So when you talk about having eggs and chicken for all 3 meals, I'm sure she's adding some veggies to it, but eggs and chicken are excellent source of protein. At the same time, eggs have all 9 essential amino acids, which you don't get from any other food. So this particular combination of 9 essential amino acids is great for PCOD. It's great to balance your hormones out. And along with this, I would always suggest that you cannot just consume the protein. So you have to have some veggies and some fiber along with it, and that itself can be a wonderful combination. But if you are someone like me who maybe cannot have the same thing every day, it is fine. I can also recommend you options that you can add to this. So if only eggs and chicken is difficult for you, you can always add certain millets to it. So you can add ragi roti to this. You can always add brown rice, which is well soaked, to this. You can always add quinoa. You can always add the white millet that you get. So different forms of millets you can add to this combination and have it as a rice form with some egg curry or chicken curry with some vegetable. That itself becomes a nice filling meal. And if you are a vegetarian, don't worry, you can always replace this with paneer or all kinds of mixed lentils. There is no one particular food that has all these essential 9 amino acids in a vegetarian diet, but what you can do is you can do food combinations. So what you can do is pulses in lentils. So you can have moong with masoor, with matki, with black eyed peas. So do different lentils in one whole day. So don't do only one lentil in one day. So that way you're getting different amino acids from different lentils and you're satisfying your body's nutritional needs. So this combination is also highly important. Luckily, the eggs and chicken combination has worked beautifully for Sara, and I know exactly why, because it's giving all the needed nutrients to her, and it's also making sure that she's staying away from the unnecessary carbs, whether it's complex or simple. I'm sure she's getting some simple carbs from vegetables, and it's working beautifully for her. Also, a lot of people might have this doubt that consuming eggs and chicken every single day might have some side effects, or excessive protein does cause kidney damage, but that doesn't. Kidney damage is caused with a lot of multiple issues and multiple reasons, and only if you already have a damaged kidney, protein can have some side effect on the kidney. But if you have a normal body, a normal kidney and a normal liver, eggs and chicken every day is not going to damage your body at all. In fact, your body's protein requirement is much higher than what we normally consume. So eggs and chicken are perfect, good to go. Now let's talk about Sara's post-workout meal.
Greek yogurt with a scoop of protein and a little bit of coffee.
She likes to have a bowl of Greek yogurt along with some added protein in it and a little bit of coffee. You know, coffee is an excellent drink to have pre-workout because the caffeine gives you the energy boost and it will also give you the metabolic boost when you work out. But coffee after workout might just stimulate you a bit too much. But Greek yogurt and protein powder is an excellent post-workout snack option, especially if you can add some nuts and seeds to it like almonds, walnuts or pumpkin seeds, because Greek yogurt itself is super rich in protein. Along with that, it has some good probiotics, and some protein powder additionally into it will give you additional protein benefits. And when you add good nuts and seeds, it will give you omegas and good fats, which basically is a must when you have PCOD, because PCOD is a disease which causes abnormality in absorption of certain fat soluble vitamins. So vitamin A, D, E and K are not absorbed well, and for that you need good fats. You need good fats from ghee, coconut oil and all these nuts and seeds that we are talking about. So pre-workout snack is great. Just try to shift the coffee before the workout, and post-workout you can always consume high protein and good fats. And along with this, if you want more options post-workout, you can have dates, which is excellent. And my favorite recipe is dates with a little bit of peanut butter and almonds in it. It literally tastes like a sneaker bite and it's yummy. It's high in protein and really good in good fats. And along with this, you can always have your smoothie bowl post-workout. You can have an avocado sourdough toast. You can also straight away go to your next meal. For example, if I'm working out in the morning and my next meal is breakfast, I will straight away go for breakfast. If you're working out somewhere in the middle of the day, so around 11:30, 12 o'clock, you can straight away have your lunch. If you're somebody who works out in the evening, you can have your dinner as the post-workout meal because it's filling and you're not consuming many meals frequently unnecessarily. So it works out as the best option. So you can decide for yourself also. Also, when you're adding protein powder to your smoothies, your meals, or you're just having protein powder as it is very important that you know which protein suits your body. In many people, all proteins don't suit their body, their digestion, and because of indigestion or difficulty in digestion, it ends up being something that inflames your body, that causes inflammation in your body, and you will end up putting on weight with that kind of protein than losing weight. So guys, whatever protein powder you're having, have it for 15 to 20 days. See if it's helping you lose weight, see if it's increasing your bloating or not, and see if it is giving you constipation. Then that is the right protein powder for you. If you want to find out about protein powder digestion or any other food allergies, there is this test that you can do that is called as food allergy test that any path lab offers. You can do your own blood test and find out what foods you can digest, what protein you can digest, because they will tell you if you can digest cow protein or buffalo protein or pea protein. You will always have it in your blood report and you can decide your protein powder accordingly.
Okay, what is the healthiest form of munchie that you eat?
Cucumbers.
So Sara's favorite munchie is cucumber. Guys, it is very important that you're disciplined with your routine, and Sarah is doing exactly that. She's doing exactly and eating exactly what she wants without having masala or fried things or making it interesting. She's just doing the right things, and I'm sure she's getting the benefits of it, because cucumber as a munchie is excellent. And when you have cucumber as a munchie, it gives you the fiber and it gives you the least amount of calories, which gives you a feeling of feeling fuller with less calories, and it doesn't make you put on weight. In fact, it helps you lose weight. Also, cucumber is rich in its water content, so it is also going to hydrate you. So water and fiber, what else do you need from a snack? And that is it. But if you want to do variations with this, you can always do carrots, and you can also do these baby carrots, which are really nutrient dense. And my favorite is these carrots and cucumber sticks with some hummus. You can always make hummus dips at home by soaking chickpeas, and chickpeas also high in protein. So when you do cucumber and carrot dips in hummus, it just makes a very enriching snack, really high in protein, high in fiber, and keeps you fuller for a very long time. So this clearly is my favorite snack. But if you want more options of snacking, makhanas are excellent. If you roast it in a little bit of ghee and rock salt, it's excellent for kids as well. Along with this, you can always have puffed rice, you can have matki bhel. All these things are excellent in their protein intake, in their fiber content, and also it keeps you fuller for a very long time.
Okay, how often is it okay to cheat with your diet?
Once a week.
So Sarah also likes to have her cheat meal once a week, which also explains our 80-20 rule when it comes to healthy eating and also going all out and eating what you enjoy. So when you talk about 80-20 rule, and when Sarah said that she eats one cheat meal every week, it gives her the time to enjoy the food that she likes, and at the same time she can get back to her discipline and to her diet after that. So enjoying once in a while is good, but just make sure the percentage is 80-20, so you're good through the week and you can enjoy a nice meal over the weekend, and that always works well. And for that one nice meal, you can always make sure that you're hydrating well, you're drinking good amount of water, and even after having your cheat meal, you're making sure that you're balancing whatever you're eating after that. The whole balance will give you more benefits, and that cheat meal will also give more benefits to your body. Also, when we talk about cheat meals, it is very important that your cheat meal is something that is still healthy. So you can try to stay away from sweets and desserts as much as you can, and just get away with 1 or 2 bites. At the same time, if you're making the same thing at home, for example, having pani puri outside versus having pani puri at home, there's a huge difference with that. For example, also if you're having pakoras outside and compared to the kind of pakoras you're having at home, that makes a huge difference because the oil is different. And at home we don't keep using the same oil again and again, but in a restaurant the oil has been used so many times that it goes rancid, it has more oxidation in it, and that really damage our body, and it in fact makes us age also very fast. So choose your cheat meal right, and it'll help you in the longer term.
Favorite form of exercise?
Pilates.
And when it comes to workouts, Sarah likes to work out in the mornings, and her favorite workout is Pilates. What does that mean? It also means that when you work out in the morning, your body's cortisol is very well regulated, and you can use the energy and you can use all the adrenaline that you get from a good workout for the rest of your day, right? Whereas when you work out at night, you're just very alert, you're highly active, and then you don't know what to do with all that energy. So I would always recommend working in the mornings, or at least in the first half of the day, so that it benefits your rest of the day for your body also, and your body is very well regulated. And when you talk about a workout form that works well with you, it has a lot to do with what goes with your physiology and your body. So for her, Pilates is her favorite workout. For somebody, it can be yoga, it can be weight training, it can be resistance training. But what is important when you talk about exercises is you need to have the right balance between cardio and resistance training. For now, my favorite cardio is pickleball, and I love to play pickleball thrice in a week, but I also balance it out with Pilates in between, or resistance training in between, because cardio of course is going to help you burn more calories, it's going to help your cardiovascular system, but a resistance training is going to help your muscles, it's going to help your anti-aging, it's going to help your body structure. So both have to be in the right balance. So you can choose your favorite cardio activity. So it can be a racket sports, it can be squash, it can be running, it can be jogging, it can also be something as simple as walking. And the second aspect of your workouts is resistance training. So you can do it in the gym, you can do it at home, you can do yoga, you can do Pilates, you can do HIIT with some weights, anything, but it has to be a resistance training. And both of these in a good combination will work perfect in the longer run for you. And it is exactly what your body needs when it comes to body activity. And the bottom line of this is you need to enjoy the form of workout that you're doing. So for a person like me, I have to keep changing my workout so that I enjoy, and there's always something new to learn and new to do. So if you enjoy that particular workout, it has way more benefits than just doing it for the sake of workout. When we talk about managing PCOD or PCOS, your stress is the most important aspect, because stress is also one of the biggest causes for hormonal diseases like PCOD and PCOS. And what do you do for controlling your stress? You have to have certain rituals and routines in place which help you take care of your stress levels in the longer run. And initially you will not see any result, but as you keep on doing it over the days and over the months, you start seeing your body improve magically, and you also start getting out of this particular disease very easily. Yes guys, you heard it right. PCOD and PCOS is completely reversible. So if anybody is telling you that you have to take pills for the entire lifetime or you have PCOD for your whole lifetime, it's not true. You can reverse it, you can get your body back to normal, you can have kids in future. Everything can happen naturally if you just manage your stress levels and your PCOD properly. And for that, it is very important to practice mindfulness, to practice gratitude, to practice affirmations. All these things have wonderful effect on your body, and it basically changes your physiology, changes your metabolism, changes the way your body functions, changes the inflammation levels in your body, and overall it will also align with the kind of diets you're doing, your exercises. So all of these things have to be in one line. It has to be aligned for you to get the best effect of what you're doing, and also to help you get out of something as complicated as PCOD. So any disease, anything that you're suffering physically, it has more to do with your mind, and it has more to do with your stress levels, and that is how it starts showing on your body. It starts reflecting in your body. So it's never about your physical appearance, it's all about what's going on inside, and especially in your mind. And this is why I always tell that you have to focus on being grateful. You have to focus on doing certain affirmations which help you improve your body, which help you improve your health, and also come out of it properly and in the best possible way. So Sara's journey was not just about physical transformation, it was about restoring her body's natural balance. From doing strength training for building more muscle, doing cardio for cutting down fat, and also yoga to tackle stress levels, she made sure she tackles PCOD from all angles. That also makes this journey sustainable for her, and the weight loss very natural and organic for her. Though her diet might sound boring, it is simple, it is effective, and it's not fancy. So for people who want to try something like this, you definitely should go ahead and see the effects for yourself.